We're back.
Where's that from, Vans? I was nodding there. You know, I was thinking, have I heard this before?
Jack James.
Jack James, yeah?
Yeah, called Basement.
Is that new?
Nah, it came out earlier this year.
I missed that, that's cold.
Yeah, cold, man. Cold EP, Joyride EP. So, check that out. It's on the playlist.
Already or by the time it's out?
Already.
Alright, cool.
Already.
Checking,
I'm ready.
I was making sure. We've got a little playlist and that's for all our bangers and stuff, so.
Yeah.
Mr. Van 7 on Spotify, so.
Yeah, check that out, man.
Yeah, it's got all the stuff on there from all the stuff we played on the intro and that.
Yeah, and then some.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the songs that we've discussed. Obviously, H,
Music
King of the Summer.
Stuff, yeah.
It's on there as well. Shouts H.
Shouts out to everyone. We're back. Offthecuffpod.
Come on.
A good honest conversation never hurt anyone.
Yes.
If you're listening for the first week, my name's Fols forever.
Mr. Vans.
And Chris is in the building.
Chrissy Hive.
This week.
Do you know what? My bad. Sorry, Chrissy. We did skip past that.
Okay, sorry.
When I was editing, I was like, "Ooh,
Chrissy Hive, you're
Hi.
here. Okay,
Chrissy
Hi,
Hive."
everyone.
We got some guests as well.
Hello.
This bit you say hey. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, returning guest.
Yeah.
Got a +1 with you this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourselves to our listeners?
Oh, okay.
And
I go on like I ain't done this before. Hi guys. My name's Juliana.
And hello, I am Juliana's younger sister, Dorcas.
I thought we weren't gonna say.
Oh, will we not? Oh, sorry.
Why?
who are you hiding from?
It might have come up in like a
Bring your
story.
sister to work there and that.
Incognito. Though.
Yeah, incognito, and just let them know, man.
Is it because she said younger sister?
Ooh.
To be honest with you, I'm young anyway. So
Yeah.
Talk to that nigga, man.
Yeah. All right.
Did that
cool.
feel like a shot? Was that a small shot?
Nah, just
slightly, because I felt like you were trying to say my sister thinks that I'm bare old. So she
Nah,
had to
I didn't think
emphasize
that
on
at
the
all.
younger.
It was just the fact that you had an issue with how she introduced herself. I was like, well,
No,
what could be the reason?
Did you try and prep her before you come? Say, don't say I'm your younger sister. That.
No, I said to her, I said, do you want people to know that we are related?
No. What's going on here?
No, it's not
My siblings don't deny me outside. No, what's going on?
We're not denying.
Wow.
I mean, it's just one of those things that you want people to experience you in your fullness and not in relation to a relative. That's all.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you, Chris.
That sounds very eloquent, but
So,
still.
yeah. It's moving like a John David Washington. Like, oh yeah, nah. Hey, my dad's in jail. To then find out your dad is Denzel Washington.
Bro, look at your face. You're Denzel's son, bro.
Bro.
Come on.
I wouldn't hide that if I was Denzel's daughter, but just saying.
Yeah, no. Yeah, something. I'm claiming you, boy.
Yeah, I get the whole like, oh yeah, I want to build a profile on my own, blah blah blah. But nah, man.
That's all cap. Like,
Use your resources to your advantage.
Because people are gonna think that anyway.
Mm.
So just jump the queue.
Yeah, because like, as soon as it became like common knowledge that that's Denzel's son, he's getting all the roles.
True.
But he is a good actor, though.
True. But it helps, I guess. Networking.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, like once you get that, yeah, this is my son. Okay, booking agents come running.
I also get the vibe from like Denzel. I don't think he was one of those parents, I might be wrong, that was like, this is my son, everyone. He probably wanted him to work hard.
Yeah, I think there is an element of that as well. Like,
I've read certain.
He's kind of alluded to the fact that he
always
came up tough.
Yeah, he says that, and
I
like
get that
it might be innocent. Maybe how I'm reading it, but he's very like quick to big up his mum straight away and like, no, she isn't just this lady in the corner. Apparently, like, the mum was quite accomplished herself and like helped out Denzel out a lot at the start. Obviously, now he's Denzel and that, but he's always anytime I read an interview from him, there's always a large section about him talking about his mum. Like any reference to his dad's always quite like, yeah, that's my dad, whatever. But still,
and he brushes pops to the side.
Yeah,
Denzel could be that dad, like in that movie where it's just him and Viola Davis in the house.
Fences.
Yeah,
I hope he's not like that in real life because he played that role too well.
Yeah, like I was like, rah, like you
what's
really...
what's the infamous line? It says something about I ain't gotta love you. Or you ain't gotta love me, or something. But you ain't gotta love me or like me.
When the son asked him why don't he like him or something like that. He's like, I don't have to like you, like, you're under my roof.
You got food, if you got food on your plate, you got roof over your head.
Like, shit.
Yes sir, yeah. That. And then that's where he moves like down the road and gets a new babes.
I swear,
You didn't finish watching the film? Have you
Nope.
not seen Fences?
No.
Late to ask that, bro.
You kind of sort of told the story.
I'm gonna be honest, that film's been out for a couple of years.
Yeah, it has.
It's all on like TV and that. Like, allow me, man.
From when it's hit Channel 4, like on a Saturday night.
Has?
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
taking
It's been out for quite some time.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
I thought you would have watched that.
How are you not late to watching Denzel?
I thought you would have watched that.
I heard the play. I think I've seen the play.
Yeah, the play was decent. As well.
I see all these theatre babes start talking about plays, talking about
I don't even talk to you like this, you know. I know you haven't seen you in a minute. No, don't even do you like this.
Nah, but I could blatantly imagine him being like that.
I hope not, man. Tough.
That's our hero.
Man.
That's our hero.
Yeah,
you know.
But did you hear about the thing where was that woman from Grey's Anatomy, where she flipped? Like, I think Denzel was directing an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, really? Like a guest thing.
Yeah, what's her name? Ellen?
Was she black?
No, she's white.
Okay.
What's she trying to say about our Uncle Denzel?
She was just literally letting it rip on him and was saying that I own this show, and all
She's
this
lying,
stuff.
man.
And she's been on it for like God knows how long.
Yeah,
Wait, no one else stepped forward.
I don't know.
So what's the issue?
But she told the story to people, and obviously people started coming for her. Like, how dare you shout at Denzel? Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Was that with Defender?
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's fine,
It's like
man.
a national treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
loads of people were coming for her. Like, and out of all stories to talk about, you know, when you talk about Denzel, is the one where you're shouting at him. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not above being shouted at, but like, we don't believe you, man. You know the ones.
You need more people.
Yeah, man. Get about another 5 more babes from Grey's Anatomy's casting, and we might start listening.
Was it the Asian one?
no.
Because like she's the main one, innit?
She. Oh God, let me find.
It's bad that we don't know, but like that Grey's Anatomy bag is crazy.
I've never like watched a season. I've watched like an episode.
They got like.
Is this what all like the babes love, like Grey's Anatomy? No?
Yeah, no.
You're not a fan?
I was a Holby City babe myself.
Wow, from Grey's to Holby.
Yeah, that was.
She's patriotic, bro. Come
I heard
on,
that.
UK, man.
British soaps.
No, you don't pledge allegiance to the Queen. No.
No, thank you.
Holby
It's not
or
my queen.
Casualty.
Casualty.
Oh.
You're only saying that because of the soundtrack, innit?
What was the soundtrack? I can't even remember.
I don't know, man. Oxide and Neutrino sampled it.
Oh,
I don't remember that. Yeah.
I was like, rah, they're making a paramedic seem exciting.
We got an alternative. We got Bloods now on Sky.
Yeah, we do.
With Samson KO and that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first season. He's funny.
Yeah, they're shooting again for Bloods now. So
Big up Sam.
yeah, and KG the comedian's on there as well. So
Okay.
yeah, that should be good. But yeah, man, good to see you. Feels like it's been
a hot
a
while.
while, innit?
Yeah.
I blame Vans for this, to be fair.
Okay, now let it rip. Go on.
So
Wherever you're on, I'll back you. Let's go.
So I messaged a while ago. I was
Right.
like, do you know what? I want to come on, you know, it's been a while, you know, let's chat. Vans was like, yeah, sure. Didn't hear from Vans.
Wow.
So obviously this was in the DMs. Then afterwards.
But the DMs, they're coming. There's a lot going on in the
no,
DMs.
But he did say to me he saw it, but he was out. You said you were out and then you forgot to respond.
Do you know what it is? Yeah.
Here comes the bullshit.
I swear to you, yeah. Like, I'm on my phone, yeah, all the time. However, sometimes I hate opening messages. I can't lie to you. I hate opening messages. Sometimes I try my best to avoid it. But there's something that always tells me to pick up my phone. I see a bunch of messages. I'm like, can't deal with this right now.
Fair.
And then I'll go back to it a couple hours later.
But I didn't get a response for a while.
Define a while. I'm just interested.
Do you know
There we
what?
go.
I'm going to step in and say everything that you're about to say, you are absolutely correct.
Oh, fantastic.
It's been a while. She did message me a long time ago.
Yep.
And then ever since then, it's been a, yeah, cool.
I had to
And
threaten
then,
him.
You
yeah.
threatened him. What did you say?
She said, we're
I
going to
said,
fight.
we're
And then,
gonna
it got to
fight.
a point,
Me
she was
and you are
like,
gonna
me and you
fight.
are going to fight. No hey, no nothing. Just me and you are going to fight. And I was like, all right, cool.
Van, and babes be saying that. If you're flirting, babe, you're going to fight, man. You can't think we're going to fight, man.
I mean, that's what they do say.
Yeah.
They do say that.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I
That's-
really meant it.
But
we will fight.
she meant it. She
What would
definitely
have been
meant
your
it.
first move of choice? Slap?
Nah, it will be a punch.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
I have rings, so that my reaction would be to
Yeah.
Throw a straight right. Let me see.
It's quite solid still.
All right, cool. I was gonna make sure, you know.
You just making fun of me, like.
Do you know what?
I just wanted to know, innit?
I see that and I had to respond immediately.
Yeah.
No dodging that one.
And how did she respond to your response?
I don't even know what I
She was
said.
like the date and time, where and when.
Yeah, just pick a date.
Love that energy, man. Come on.
And then, because even when I told you, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get on for a minute.
Yeah.
But obviously, I didn't give you the full context in it. Like, you know, and I would have got away with it if it wasn't for these
pesky kids.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to see you.
But yeah, we made it.
Yeah, we made it. I think would it have been the last time? Wouldn't it have been when you was on? It would have been when you had the screening for your short film. Would that be the last time I saw you?
I think that was the last time you saw me.
Okay.
But the last episode I was on,
it was across the road, isn't it?
Yeah,
we were across the
it
road,
was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we was talking about that day.
Neither can. No,
I have to go back and listen. That's when you were still kind of like one foot in with podcasting. You were still kind of around and
I was like, I'm not sure.
still kind of flirting and stuff.
Yeah. Then I was just like, yeah, no, this has been fun.
Yeah.
It's just like time to close that chapter. So yeah.
And for our listeners and people that might not know you, what was the name of your podcast again?
It was called Artistic State of Mind. So it was a theatre, film and TV and music podcast.
Right.
That I initially started hosting with my brother, Stephen.
Shouts to the bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fun to do. It was, and then
You stopped because he moved to the States, right? Was it
to the States?
Was it the States?
Somewhere near. I mean, Canada.
Oh right,
Same thing, man.
Close-ish.
You were talking like
Close
you was
enough.
far off of that. He moved
Australia,
to Birmingham. He's across the road.
Yeah, he moved to Canada.
Yeah, so he moved. I got a new co-host, Sean McKay, and that was really nice. But then the passion just wasn't there anymore. And people don't understand. Obviously, if people now have podcasts, but people don't understand the work that goes into doing it.
Yeah.
And I was just, I'm tired. I was just like, I'm tired. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a thriving scene in that time period. So yeah, I mean, I get it. Like a lot of people have seen kind of come and go in that. So I'm not mad when people say, you know what?
You're throwing the towel.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
also,
it happens.
just to add, like, you have a lot of things going on. Like, you have
Oh, yeah,
your
that
9 to
too.
5, you have your side hustles. So it's not like, not really interested.
Oh yeah,
like,
that as well.
just
But that's just life, you
other
know.
thing. Pick yourself
They
up
do
and-
play a part.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, one aspect of that you've got going on can really take its toll on you. Then you don't even have that much time for something else, like a podcast, you know, and you're like, is it all worth it? Because, like, at this point now, you're stretching yourself in.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that is true.
It happens, man. But, you know, it probably allowed you to explore different avenues, something that was more of your passion, right?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I was doing my passion beforehand. I think, Dorcas, you are right. I think it was just juggling all these different things. And with the podcast came opportunities to go and see shows. So I was seeing shows 4 days a week. So after work, I would go and see a show and then go home, and I wouldn't get home.
Really, what Van's saying is you're truly a theatre babe.
Yeah, okay. I was really a theatre babes.
You still are.
I'm still a theatre babes, but I don't go as often as I did before. But yeah, and then the passion stuff, it just, when it came to like writing, I would write, but didn't have time to go over stuff and do whatever. So like my short film that I made back in 2019, that I wrote 2 years prior to that.
Right.
And I kept on going back and forth with it, like leaving it for like a couple of months, then going back, and then finally feeling happy with the draft. And then like, yes, I want to actually shoot it. And because I did everything pretty much, it just didn't make sense for me to also try and juggle a podcast. And especially living outside of London to then travel into, it was just, it was a lot.
Nah, that's a lot.
It's even giving me a headache thinking about it.
We're traveling. I would have told us, listen,
Outside of London.
can we do Skype or something? Can we?
That's when you have to do your podcast remotely, if that.
That's true. Do you know what? Yeah, if I still was podcasting and we had to do all of this stuff like remotely, I'll be like, yeah, this is cool.
But you know what? Prior to COVID, like remote podcasting wasn't really a thing. Everyone was in the studio.
Everyone's audio was just trash.
Yeah,
I mean, you said it.
It's true though.
No, a lot of us had to like kind of work through that the first week or two, and fortunately, I can only speak for us. On this, our listeners kind of understood, and that once we got it right, we got it right. There was a lot of websites and apps and different people at the time popping up like, okay, cool, use this if you want to record your audio, use this if you want to try and do audio and visual and stuff. So yeah, it weren't easy at the time, but once we got it right, we got it right, and luckily people kind of understood. But I'm with Vans, it weren't really a thing at the time where you record remotely.
Yeah, everyone wanted, you know, the aspect of being in the studio.
There's a different vibe, isn't it, when you're
it's a completely different vibe. So
absolutely,
you know, I guess it weren't meant to be. You know,
but it allowed you to have some more time. So talk to the people a little bit about your short film that you said you came out in 2019, but you obviously wrote 2 years prior, and we can have a little chat.
Yeah, so I wrote a short film, and it was called Broken, and it was it was pretty much, I wanted to, every time I think about writing and the stuff that I produce, I'm always like, what I want to be in the forefront is that it showcases the real human experience. Like, TV is in a warp of itself, and sometimes when you watch stuff, it's a way of escaping. I wanted to tell stories about people that look like me, stories of your next door neighbor that you don't get to see on TV, and I wanted to make sure that the stories that I was telling does that. And with Broken, it was basically the main discussion was a mother and daughter relationship that has been tumultuous since she was born, and the daughter basically felt like all the stuff that was happening in her life, her mental health issues, just like feeling like she hit a brick wall, was because of the relationship she had with her mum. So she wanted to literally take the opportunity to spill everything to her mum.
Right.
And obviously she does that. And just so many things happen and is shared that she wasn't aware that her mum had also experienced. Okay. I also wanted to kind of like touch on, you know, obviously from being from a Nigerian household, how a lot of the times we're just told to brush things under the carpet or you'll get over it. And, you know, I wanted to kind of explore the fact that like there's generational trauma. So the mum had trauma that she then passed on to the daughter without her knowing. And then the daughter was just there. She wanted to kind of confront her mum about it. Right. So yeah, sorry that I waffled.
No. You broke it down.
Absolutely.
You said a word in there that I'm never going to try and pronounce myself.
What did I say?
Tumultuous. No, that was a fluke. I ain't trying to do that. I was looking at lips. I was like, I can't do that. What? No, this list, you are crazy. I'm gonna try, but not today.
Nah, that's funny.
I came to see that, and it wasn't an easy watch. I'll say that. Yeah. Oh, sis was in it as well. I remember now. I remember that he was in it, and that it was all shot in one location, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, that wasn't an easy watch, but it was good to see that on film. That interaction that I've not really seen in my household, and a lot of people not really had in their households. Actually having a chance to actually have a chat, and then you kind of understand a little bit. Maybe kind of giving our parents, if it is your experience, a bit more grace, because new country, a lot of issues themselves, and you can kind of understand why they made certain decisions or moved the way they did. It wasn't just from a place of bad parenting or not loving you. This is all they knew, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was good, man. I was really happy to see that, and proud of you that you did that. Have you been working on anything since then? Obviously, that was a little while ago. We've had COVID, lockdown, and
a lot of things have been happening like underneath it all. So I write. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I love doing, and I also produce. And in that time, I used the opportunity to write a play that I was blessed enough for it to do a Tallowa's what is it called again? Tallowa First Festival back in July. So there was a rehearsed reading of my play, and that was like a lovely experience. So that's been stuff that I've been doing, and at the moment I'm working on a project that Dorcas wrote, and we're producing. Well, I'm producing. What we're trying to do is do a TV teaser. So it was like a short, sort of 8 minutes, flash or what would you call it?
Teaser, a taster.
Yeah, a taster. That's the word.
Yeah.
A little snack.
Yeah.
A little nibble, have a bite, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
A taster of what For the Culture is about. And Dorcas has had the opportunity to kind of like write this and then also shop it around for various different places. But I think now, as somebody who worked in the TV industry, I understand the notions of commissioning and stuff like that. And a lot of these broadcasters, they might not say it, but you have to do some of the things yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't want to invest the money unless they're really, really sure. Unless you're an established writer or an established director, then they're like, It's not until now they're really kind of like into the, we need to find fresh new writers, and diversity is so important to us, and bring us that black writer or Asian writer. You know what I mean?
Black.
They're doing that now, but it's still the percentage is still very small, and it's still very minimum. So what me and Dorcas did was sit down, because she was very passionate about For the Culture. She's just like, this needs to happen. How can we make it happen? And then she asked me, do you want to produce it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Because that is kind of like something I do. And when I read the story, I was like, yes, this is so relatable. You know, it talks about, and Dorcas says it's like a love letter to East London for her.
Right.
And it really kind of like, is the right word? Encapsulates? No? Mm-hmm. That word, I ain't gonna say it again. Yes, so it does that, and it talks really about real friendships. And just trying to navigate in the world where you're in your late 20s, still trying to figure stuff out, but at the same time you're going through various different things. So like work, relationships, trying to get to know who you are, transitioning from, you know, being used to being at university or living at home to then being an adult. So I said a lot.
I was going to ask before she went, I think you mentioned about shopping it around. So just for like our listeners and even for us in the room, how does one go about getting funding, securing money for their project when it comes to film, TV, theatre, etc.?
If I was to tell you.
That's why I asked. You think I'm asking for my help? I want to know.
Asking for a friend. It's not a horror story.
It's not
like,
a horror story. So for my short film, I self-funded it. So when I say this to people, people are like, are you mad? I took out a loan to make my film.
Define loan. Are we talking like Hush Puppy's younger brother type loan? Or are we talking bank loan?
No, a legit bank loan.
Walked in the bank, requested that loan.
Yeah.
Threw the script on the table. I need 10 racks.
We need to make this.
Okay.
So I because I believed in the project, and I believed in the importance of paying the creatives and the freelancers that I worked with.
Okay.
So
before someone writes a thread about you on Twitter.
Yeah, man. And to be honest with you, like, as much as people are just like, oh yeah, you know, we're looking for people who are extremely passionate, we don't have any money. And this is not me bringing them down. It's just how I see it is that if you're asking people to invest their time and their creativity, the least you can do is pay them. And if it's £50 is enough. Do you know what I mean? Because you're showing that you appreciate their time and their creativity, and the fact that they're happy to come on this project and help you make it happen. So the least you can do. Or if it means that you have to feed them, cook some jollof rice in your kitchen, bring it to the set and be like, here's food. Do you know what I mean? I can't afford to get a caterer, but here's food, you know?
I don't know what's worse, not paying me or paying me in jollof. I don't know what I don't know what I'd be more offended by.
I mean, the alternative is like cheese sandwiches or something.
And
no cheese sandwich. I want the cheese, the cheddar, the real money in that.
Do you know what? And that's actually quite funny because of there was a short film that I produced. I didn't write it. And the second day when we were shooting, we didn't have enough money for to get people food. So I made a chickpea curry. I literally...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was
in a big pot.
In a massive big pot.
So would have loved that vegan.
Yeah, I made a massive big pot, some rice, put it in a container, picked up... Because we were...
Nah, how many containers did you have for rice?
No. It was like a big, massive pot container.
Okay.
You know? Shipped it to the place that we were shooting at, and then when it came to lunch, I had the plastic plates, paper plates. Was sharing it out with people.
You're like a dinner lady in that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You know, when the peas ain't really peas, and you gotta get creative.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm not mad at that. You know.
Do you know what? Like that's quick thinking.
Yeah.
Because people would have been like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." Blah blah blah. Like you're like, "All right, cool. I need to make something." You know, whether they like it or not, they ain't got a choice to eat up.
Yeah.
So outside of getting a loan, what have you done, Dorcas, to kind of like in terms of shopping around and getting this project off the ground?
So really, all the credit to Juliana because
I did nothing.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Because she just pointed me in all the right directions and said, "You have this thing. I have someone to read it. You know, I have someone to give you feedback." And she sent it to. I mean, I can say this.
Yeah.
She sent it to her bosses that she was working with at the time, and they were like commissioners or script editors, and they read it for me and were like, "We'd like it this way," which is a whole other story. Won't get into. But basically, just sent it to the right people. And I also had the opportunity to be mentored by a writer and a performer. And he also directed me in the right direction and said, "Hey, these people are development producers."
Who was the writer and producer?
Oh, yeah. Kayode Wumi, he did Hood
Yeah,
Dog.
yeah.
Amazing
You're trying to
guy.
hide that. You should have dropped that name, man.
No,
If you drop a name, I'll pick it up. What do you think this is?
I feel weird when I drop names, but yeah, that, you know, Kayode Wumi, amazing writer, amazing actor as well. And he helped mentor me through the process of, you know, this is a good script. Let's get it in people's hands. Let's get them interested. Let's get them excited. But yeah, the issue was loads of people saying, "Great, this is wonderful," and then crickets.
Right.
So it was like, okay, how do we get people excited again to the point where they actually want to invest in it with us and not just go, "Well done, you're a good writer anyway." So yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to do now with For the Culture, the project that I wrote, which Jules gave a really amazing introduction to, which I was really happy with because I didn't have to do it. And we're fundraising at the moment, which is terrifying.
Oh, you're not looking for donations?
Donations. But I was going to say, actually, before you even got to that point, when you were talking about taking out a loan and stuff, I've been seeing a lot of people that have been setting up GoFundMes for their short films and projects that they, you know, like, it's going to take that because not everyone has the ability to go to a bank and request a loan, you know, due to a number of reasons. So that's like a separate method now where, but like, how do you guys, as the people setting up these fundraisers, get people to invest in something like that? Because usually the traditional thing is like, if someone passes or if someone needs help with their medical bills, like people will donate to that. But to something creative, it's like,
yeah,
are we
GoFundMe
really going to invest?
They have a bit of a bad stigma in it.
Yeah.
Because of like I didn't know what GoFundMe was till when I started seeing it. When can you help me with this person's treatment, like you said, or so and so's passed away,
especially within our community.
Yeah. So
you know.
Yeah, and I think, I mean,
go on.
I guess this is where I can speak a little bit because I think that it's all well and good when you watch shows like Insecure and you see the amazing work that Issa Rae and her entire team and everyone involved are doing, but you know, they started out on YouTube, and I can imagine the kind of side eyes she must have got if she asked people for money, like, money for what? Like, why are we going to help you make your project? But now, you know, it's on HBO and it's final season. I think if you think of it like that, you're investing into long-term creative projects that otherwise just wouldn't exist. Like, they won't just come to be. You know, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is not knocking on my door at the moment. So we have to figure out a way to make it. And I don't think there's anything wrong in asking. I think it's not a pride thing. It's not it's just that we can't do this without you, and we really want to do it with you. We want you to be part of this. We want to put your name at the end of the credits saying thank you for being part of this. And it's not a way of there's not really any space for pride, I think.
I don't think it's like so much of a pride thing, because you have your objectives and you want to reach that goal, so you're going to ask. I think your biggest hurdle would be changing the mindset of people donating towards a creative project. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, we pay for instant things. So like, for example, if I want to go see a play, I'm going to pay for it, but I'm seeing the play. Or if I'm going to watch a film, I'm paying for a ticket and then I'm watching the film. I'm putting money towards something that hasn't been created yet. So changing the mindset of like a regular person is, for me, in my mind, is like, wow, this is going to be a hard one. Obviously, like your hub, your family, your friends, hopefully they're going to support you. Let me just say hopefully, because you know, it's not always that way. So I mean, I'll donate.
Thank you.
You haven't donated up until now.
No, I'll donate, but I'll donate.
Oh, thanks.
No,
but I think what you're saying is exactly right. You go to the theatre, you pay for your ticket, and you go. But I mean, there is a bit of a waiting period. You don't go on the day necessarily always. Or if you buy a film.
I see what you're trying to do, but I'm not the minute I pay, I'm like, I'm going. I buy the tickets, I then buy the popcorn and the sweets, and I'm in there.
Like the theatre thing, like, you pre-book. I'm not a theatre goer to just go on a whim like that. You know, it's an event. We're going out to the theatre, babes.
But I think it's the same thing in a, you know, slightly delayed process, in that you are investing in something that is going to happen.
I think it's, see, with the example Van's using, it's like, I'm going as purely a consumer just to enjoy this product in the moment. With this, and I hope I'm hearing you correctly, if I'm wrong, correct me, whatever, I'm essentially investing something for us and our community, helping a black creative get something off the ground, and that hopefully I'll enjoy when it comes out. So it's slightly different way. It's like kind of holding us accountable. So you guys say you don't want to see things about guns and gangs and all this stuff. Here's something else, and put your money where your mouth is. That's a little bit different, because there's some, you know, Tories amongst us that might say, can I get a piece of the project? Because I don't just want my credit at the end. I might want 5% if I give enough P's. Is that an option? There's, like, people have certain mindsets and like how they look at things, innit?
Investment.
You're going to have people. There's people that will be, you're kind of preaching to the choir. So people in this kind of space, your creatives, that probably will give anyway, and people that maybe fuck with you just on normal, that will help out. Then you're speaking to maybe our audience, you don't know who you are, so there's that. And just people in general who probably it's just not in them. They're like what Van's saying, I'm going to pay for a product when it's here. Going like, I support you, I'll give you a retweet, but go and get the bread somewhere else, innit? You know, so, because we had Tutu's podcast, Nana's got a project called Losing Joy, which will be up, I think, I don't know if it's end of this year or early next year, and they were able to raise like 15,000. She got a big cash injection from Dave. She said it on here, so I'm not reading something she hasn't said. So, you know, it might just be a case of raising the profile of it, and hopefully you
so they've done the same thing. So they've done the same thing, and they've like, I'm pretty confident that you guys will achieve that as well. Like, obviously, I'm not saying this to shoot you down. I'm just trying to put myself in your position, and I'm like, right, like, that is a huge task on your hands to try and change the mindset. But like, if you're in a creative network anyways, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people, and then their extended networks, and obviously now you're on the podcast and we're speaking about it, we're putting it out there for people to, you know, because I'd like to think that our listeners are like-minded and they want to invest in creative stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this is a form of like, we're all creatives.
Yeah.
You know, because
Exactly,
we
yeah.
create all the time. We come in and create. You know, some people will say, oh yeah, they're just talking, but it's a creative process. You know.
And thanks for having us, by the way.
Oh no, like, nah, it's been a long time coming.
It's a shame you had to threaten Vans, but hey,
It's been a long time coming, but we're here now
You
We're
can tell we'll do
for the
anything
culture.
to get it done.
do you mind if you got a particular number as a target? If you do you mind putting that out?
Yes. So our target is 19,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, rah. I think when I told Dorcas, so my role as the producer is putting together a budget. So that's my job. So I have to budget in the cast, the crew, location, because location, unless you have a nice looking house that is the aesthetic of what you're trying to put across, you have to pay for location for certain places. And even when you record outside, some places will be funny about it, and they don't want you to record unless you have a permit or a license and you're paying to be there. So stuff like that. Then, you know, editing. So the funds isn't kind of like, oh, we just came up with a number. It was literally making sure, breaking down each role and what sort of, like, for example, the DOP, what is the standard rate for a DOP? And then just looking at those sort of values. So it all kind of like adds up. And like I said, it's just important to pay these creatives. You know, they're putting their time and their effort
That is the message.
into kind of being a part of this process. So it's so important to make sure that, you know, they're compensated in the end. And it's something that they can then put on to their show reel and share with other people and share with casting directors and stuff like that. And then even with crews as well, if they when they want to put on their show reels and stuff like that. So it to me, that's such a small amount. Because if you think about development companies or production companies, they will give you a development budget. Some people get more than that.
Right.
And that's to make sure everything, all the cogs that need to make it happen,
Everything
happens.
is ticking.
Exactly.
So do you guys have like a timeline, ideally, of when you would like, you know,
Vans is
to
asking the
reach,
important question.
to reach the target, so that
Because you want
production-
donations.
Yeah.
for production to commence.
So our deadline is tomorrow, but it's not tomorrow.
Is it really?
It's not really tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
What you're saying is niggas pay up.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, so we start shooting at the end of October. So we've got about 2 weeks, but our donation page will always remain open.
Okay.
The good thing with the people working with creatives, they're happy to wait until after the project is done, so then we can kind of give them money, and they are aware, everyone is aware that, you know, we're raising money to make the project.
So you've communicated clearly and
Oh,
effectively.
100%.
So I shouldn't be anticipating seeing you on the Shade Borough in like the first week of November.
Please, Jesus, no.
Wow.
And I'm just making sure because
He's
don't
not
go
my
out there and embarrass me.
It's really not my passion.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure. So before we move on and get into all the other topics this week, please let people know exactly what For the Culture is about and why they should be giving donations and we can support this project.
Dorcas?
Okay, here you go. This is kind of my elevator pitch, but it's about 3 best friends living in East London, trying to figure out what it's like to be a woman in today's ever-moving target of culture.
So like a Sex and the City vibe.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll be associated with a super successful New York show, yeah.
Alright, cool.
But obviously specifically for UK nationals and young 20-somethings.
Yeah.
Who are also multicultural. I think that's really important to say.
Ah, right, yeah.
Okay, so it's open, it's not just the blacks.
It's for every human on the planet who has access to a TV.
Don't let me corner you. It's for everyone. I just wanted to make sure. I just double checking. So we'll make sure we add all the relevant information to the description and stuff. So so people can give and that. And
yes, please.
Whatever Vans gives our match.
Oh,
Yeah?
Oh,
Those guys, man.
Pressure.
Yeah, we have to put our money where our mouth is, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.